All right, so we're going to do another example when a molecule might require a double or a triple bond. So let's take a look at H2CO3. Oh, sorry, H2CO. And so for this, what we're going to do is we're going to follow our same steps. There are two hydrogen because of this two. So we're going to do two Lewis dot structures for hydrogen. There's one carbon, so we're going to do the Lewis dot structure for carbon. And there's one oxygen, so we're going to do the Lewis dot structure for oxygen. Once we've done that, we're going to total up our valence electrons. So in this case, we have two hydrogen, one carbon, and one oxygen. Whoops. Okay. And I'm putting OX so that we can tell it's not a zero. So every hydrogen has one valence electron. Every carbon has 4. And every oxygen has 6. So when we add all this together, we end up with 12. And so we're going to use these 12 to figure out how to draw this. So that's step 1. Step 2 is our center atom. It's underlined for us. It's carbon. We're going to put carbon in the middle. Now, we're going to put the rest of our atoms around our center atom. Now, notice we have 2 hydrogen. So I'm going to put 2 hydrogen. And we have 1 oxygen. And it's really helpful when you read a molecular formula that you read it from left to right, just like you would when you're reading English. Now, what we're going to do is we're going to connect all of our atoms to the center atom. So we're going to do that. And then as a reminder, we're going to make sure that we subtract the electrons that we just put into our bonds. Remember, every bond has 2 electrons. So that's 2, 4, 6 electrons. So we're going to subtract 6. So we have 6 left. And so now we're going to do step 6. And step 6 is a little bit complex now. So let's start with our hydrogen. This hydrogen has 2 electrons, so it's good to go. This hydrogen has 2 electrons, so it's good to go. Now let's take a look at our carbon. This carbon right here has 2, 4, 6 electrons. Definitely not yet good to go. And if we look at oxygen, this oxygen only has 2 electrons. Also not good to go. Remember, carbon and oxygen need 8, just like most of atoms except hydrogen. So that means we need to follow the steps down below. So let's follow step 6A. We're going to add these 6 extra electrons to make everything work first. So let's do oxygen. Oxygen right now has only 2. So we're going to add 6 electrons to get from 2 to 8. So this is now 0, right? And so we've added 6 electrons. So we have 2, 4, 6, 8. So this oxygen's good, but we ran out of electrons and our carbon is still lacking. So we're going to have to do a little bit of creative thinking to make this happen. So in order to make that happen, what we're going to do is we're going to follow step B. We're going to steal some of these electrons from this oxygen, and we're going to move them over to make a double bond. So it's going to come over here. So to double check that we only are still using 12, we have 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12. Cool. So we're good there. And now let's double check that everybody has the right number of electrons so that we can proceed. So this oxygen has 2, 4, 6, 8. So our oxygen's good. And let's double check our carbon. This carbon has 2, 4, 6, 8. So this oxygen is also good. And so your final structure, if we redraw this, is going to look like this. And that is how we are going to double check our work, is to follow our steps through and make sure that we meet all of those components in order to draw the correct molecular structure.